Hey, Sheri, how are ya?
I'm well. Good morning, Bill. How are
Good.
you?
I'm well, and thank you so much for doing a Floorfex interview with us. We appreciate it. Um,
Thank you for having me.
well, we have known each other for a long time. I won't say how many years, but we both have been in the industry for quite a while. And you are very well known. But for the people that don't know you, Sheri, tell us about you.
Okay. Well, I was born in Brooklyn. um,
I would have never
I
known by that
grad.
accent that you were not.
The more I drink, the more it comes up. Um, I graduated Florida State, go Knowles, with a degree in interior design, and graduated in a recession. So I got into sales. I worked for several different carpet manufacturers. Then I went to work for a flooring dealer that did maintenance as well as install. Um, Dabbled with a few more carpet mills, and now I recently relocated from New York to Wilmington, Delaware. And I'm with Facility Services Group, and we are a commercial floor care company.
So you have quite a bit of different touch points in your career, from design to manufacturing representative to service provider, both P&I and maintenance, I believe, right? And then now
Yep,
you're just focused on maintenance. Um,
correct.
so you've got you've got experiences that really bring value, certainly to FSG, but also to the design community. Do you want to speak a little bit, because of your design background? I'm married to a designer for 36 years now, and uh, it's I always think that it's undervalued of that connective tissue between uh, design, product and
Mhm.
installation, and maintenance. Because at the end of the day, as we always say, a product isn't designed, engineered, or manufactured to fail. We usually fail the product in some way, and usually it's on the care of it.
Mhm.
So can you talk a little bit about the design community and how you have over the years worked with them to educate them?
Sure. So I always felt that having that degree in interior design definitely helped me get where I am today and also got me started in the industry. I mean, I could have ended up selling, copy machines otherwise. Um, but I felt that having, you know, uh, beautiful products, because I do like to sell things that I like
Sure.
and that are, aesthetically pleasing. Um, but it allowed me to still work with interior designers and still give input, my 2 cents, so not just showing them something, hey, do you want to buy it? Hey, do you want to specify it? But, oh, let's look at your palette and your other things. And, here are some carpets that'll work for this. And, oh, it's that type of
Mm.
project. Well, you need to think about, what's going to hold up better, what's going to, I hate to use the word hide dirt better, but, you know, but stand up to all the elements of the space that they're creating. So I always felt that I still got to dabble a little bit in design and in specifying products because of that.
Yeah. Well, and you just brought
Um,
up something that, we're not back in the day again, and I apologize for referring to it always in the past, but, we came into the industry when there was fiber reps, and those fiber reps were working on behalf of the carpet manufacturers, and they spoke to the design community and the facility managers and end users about the
mhm.
benefits of carpet, and about, you just mentioned how carpet and fiber can hide the soil until it's ready to be removed. once those fiber reps kind of disappeared or changed,
Yeah.
the industry changed, we also saw movement towards hard surface, didn't we? Or resilient.
We did. Yeah. I think I don't want to say it's a sad day, a sad time, but the young designers coming in today are really missing out on a lot of education, and for many reasons, unfortunately, we still have this, work from home thing. So designers aren't really being able to be mentored and taught the same way that they used to,
Mm.
but they're not really being educated either about not only flooring but all different
Oh
products.
yeah.
It's much different than being in person and really, that hands on, touching, feeling, listening. We've all been on calls that are virtual, and you're kind of doing something off to the side. So even if you had, I think, a fiber rep today that was doing something virtual, I don't think the audience and the attention would be what it was back in the day. So, coming from the maintenance side and really understanding, how to care for, whether it's carpet or whether it's a form of vinyl or rubber, you know, allows me or any other person, to again kind of give that input and help with that education process. So, you know, every mill, every mill rep learns their products so they can tell their story. And that's great. But again, how do you have somebody kind of help you
Mm.
break that down even further and which one is better? Because everybody's is the best.
Right.
Everybody makes the best carpet, the prettiest carpet, the most durable carpet, the most sustainable carpet. But having those independent people come in, like I said, and kind of educate and really help designers make the right choice.
Yeah. For us on the maintenance side, we have opportunities such as the IICRC classes. That is, by the way, a promotion of Excel Academy and some of our classes, uh, but selfishly. But the design community, we back in the day again, and I'm referring to it. We had the Carpet and Rug Institute's CEU program, and I think you even taught that, didn't you?
I did. I loved doing CEUs. I thought it was the best way, to get the audience, to get the designers to come in and listen about things that interested them. We all have sat through many CEUs that, we might have, snoozed a little bit. Sometimes it's just the presenter. So, by kind of making it fun and making it interactive, you know, um, my favorite was the maintenance one, because I just felt that that was so important and not enough people were talking about that. So I used to do one on sustainability and like a fiber 101 type of
Mm.
thing, fiber and construction. Just, you know, not everybody knows how carpet is made,
Right.
not everybody's been to a carpet mill. So it's just to really understand the nitty gritty of how carpet is made, why it's made the way it's made is also important. So
Now, if
yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
mistaken,
CEUs.
if I'm not
What?
mistaken, you actually still continue this work, don't you, with the specifier program at StarNet? Is that right?
Well, I'm not part of the specifier program anymore.
Aw.
But I know that's okay. But at the time, myself and another business development person, um, from Texas, we got to talking one day, and we really saw the value in our role within a dealer. Um, and really kind of taking it one step further and getting the designers involved. They have a lot of say, they have a lot of input. Um, yeah, there's plenty of end users that are specifying themselves or have in-house design departments. But for the most part, I mean, think of how many design firms are across the country,
Oh yeah.
and they are the ones, and they need to be educated on really everything that they're specifying, that they're selecting. And startup was always so heavily just involved in the education of installation and things like that. And then from that, we felt this specifier group really was important to these organizations. So, and then even after that, they started the floor care committees as well.
Mm.
So, it almost just really became a full circle at that point.
Well, hopefully you can get back involved at some point, or at least, you've inspired me already as our conversation. I'm going to reach out to the CRI. I'm involved in a couple different groups within the CRI,
Mhm.
and I think it's really important to maybe bring back that CEU program, because education, as we know, I mean, you just said it. We're living in a different world now. Our work is quite often remote, and those educational opportunities don't always get drilled down to the person that's working remote.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, and
So
you.
yeah, I mean, people need to be educated. You need to learn. I tell my daughter, you should learn something new every single day. So everybody should. So designers should as well. And like I said, unfortunately, we don't have these fiber consultants. So between the mill reps and other educated people in the industry, somebody's got to teach people.
Well, and as we were talking about, the education part and the manufacturing of it, you also mentioned sustainability, and I think that is,
Mm-hmm.
in the floor care world again. And these floor facts and floor facts interviews, I try to really give a large audience, because I think it's important for whether it's a designer, an architect, a facility manager, maybe a P&I, product and installation owner. They need to be exposed to all these things and get opportunities to hear different viewpoints. But sustainability and maintenance is often overlooked. But you guys, you practice what you preach, don't you?
We do. Sustainability is very important to myself, to Facility Services Group. I became LEED accredited back in 2009.
Wow.
At that point, I learned things I never thought I would know or need to know. It was a very interesting process. But at the time, I really felt that at some point, lead was going to become the way that people just automatically design. And I think that's what we're seeing today by manufacturers, designing products that are more sustainable. Then we're just seeing designers doing all the right things in sustainability. And as where does carpet go at the end of its life?
Right.
Right? I mean, how many landfills are out there that just have carpet sitting there? So, why is it not lasting on your floors longer if it's lasting in a landfill forever?
Right.
So, it comes back down to that, proper maintenance. Um, and, these mills give carpet these warranties, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years. Well, your carpet should last that long, at least,
Absolutely.
if not longer. And we've actually had many customers that have said, we're going to end up replacing our carpet in a year, 2 years. Well, you know what? We have one that's in the process right now of renovating. They got an extra 7 years once they started their maintenance program.
Wow.
So, those are the stories. Those are the reasons that we believe in what we're doing. And then, our processes that we're using, whether it's just really reducing water, using no water, really, our carbon footprint is really, really small. So it's just all these things together that are helping the environment.
Well, and if you fire up any website of a flooring manufacturer, the first thing you see on their front page is there's sustainability. You know, they're talking
Yep.
about, like you said, their carbon footprint or
Yep.
their lowering of usage of water, and
Yep.
also the CARE Act, the carpet recycling. They all feature that, so it is important. I think that, in floor care we probably don't promote that sustainability aspect like we
Right.
should be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it costs a lot less to maintain something than it does to replace something.
Exactly. I mean, so many things you buy at home, if you take care of them, they last longer. So it's a no brainer. So why wouldn't your carpet be any different? You
We
know?
wash our clothes, we wash our car, and
Yeah.
you know, that we're talking about carpet, but really, um, in the commercial world and in the residential world as well, flooring has changed, and we used to be, in that high 50s, low 60s, as far as flooring goes, back in the day. Now we're commercially, we're basically, 50% carpet, 50% others, or the hard
Right.
surfaces.
Yep.
And how has that affected, how you guys approach floor care?
Um, so yeah, we're not stripping and waxing as much. But you know, LVT, luxury vinyl tile, luxury vinyl plank, it's come a long way. And I think that's also helped in the popularity of it. It's so textured today. I've seen stuff where I've really had to like get down, is it really vinyl? Is it what? Like what is it? Kind of thing. And it, it got, I don't want to say a bad rap, that's not the right word, but it almost got promoted when it first came out. Instead of a low maintenance product, a no maintenance product. And
Right,
there's
right.
nothing that's no maintenance. It's not self cleaning, that would be nice if you could snap a finger and things would just clean automatically. But people would say, oh no, it's no, it's not no, it's low maintenance, So I, we clean a lot of LVT.
I bet you
We clean
do.
a lot of LVT. Yep, it's a huge area for us. Rubber, also,
Rubber's
and
really taken on a whole new life.
yep,
It used to be just in stairwells, and we have
yep,
it in classrooms, we have it in corridors.
yep.
Um,
And people don't know how to keep that clean either. We've gotten, some interesting calls every now and then. There's something wrong with it. It won't stay clean. It's nothing wrong with it. You're not cleaning it properly. Um, so it's funny how things kind of get these stories associated with
yeah.
them, because then you hear people say like, oh no, we can't specify rubber, it's always dirty, but that's really not true. It's not always dirty.
Right.
If you don't clean it, it's always dirty.
There you
And
go.
if you hey.
It
It might.
is interesting how these, you mentioned strip and finish VCT, and VCT won't go away. It's kind of, I think, plateaued now. I think some of
Yep.
the manufacturers that, um, uh, were overwhelmed and had focused a lot on their, uh, LVT lines. They're all back to where they're able
Right.
to meet the demands of the VCT.
Mhm.
But the design community has latched onto the LVT world, and like you said, is it marble or is it LVT? Is it travertine, or the sky's the limit, on these.
Sometimes it's really hard to tell, and especially now with them being so, textural
Oh,
also. And that, those crevices of texture, those are dirt collectors as well. So it's,
yeah.
you know,
it is a unique world, but again, it kind of falls back to education, right? So as long as you
Yep.
can continue to stay in front of or be a fast follower, uh,
Right.
you can stay ahead of that curve. And unfortunately, not enough people look at training the technician, training the sales staff,
Mm-hmm.
training the
Yeah.
operations side of things as important. But you guys do a lot of training just in house, right?
We do. We have a great group of guys, our technicians, and they love new challenges. They love learning new things. Um, so they're always thrilled when someone can, like I said, either teach them something new or, give them something new to do. It's amazing sometimes how things evolve, where you think, oh, okay, well, we're going to start a business and we're just going to clean carpet, okay, well, that's not really what happens because then, like you said, there's LVT, there's VCT. So now they're cleaning those products. And now they're polishing terrazzo and polishing marble and, always kind of learning something new and expanding the business.
Yeah.
It's just what you have to do. So,
Well, and again, we're 2024. Labor market is different than it was. The labor market is aging, and certainly we are all looking for staff, team members. Do,
mhm.
do you see, because of the changes in flooring types, the labor shortage, that you're being looked upon to provide more services, more help to a lot of people or organizations that did work on their own?
Yes, I'd say probably in education that happens, where companies or facilities are doing a lot of things in house, but then there's the specialty items. So just a couple weeks ago, we refinished a gym floor. And
Wow,
that
that's
was
awesome.
something that was, yeah, that was awesome. And it was something new that our guys, I don't want to say learned along the way, but, learned along the way and did it. And it's amazing. And we were actually doing a walkthrough, and there was a woman from the school giving a tour. And the woman who worked at the school walked in the gym and she's like, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. And she didn't know we were standing there,
I love it.
So we're seeing, sometimes these specialty areas, or a couple months ago, we were brought into a senior living, and, they were doing everything in house, and they just said, you know what, we can't do it anymore. We need that extra help. So, we're now there on a monthly basis doing different areas. They're doing it, the regular daily, weekly, but we're there once a month. And I think that is just because of, the labor shortage and the talent that's out there.
Yeah,
So,
talent, and exactly. We focus on floor care.
yeah.
And there's a lot, there's a big discipline, frankly, because it's not just carpet and stripping and finishing, VCT and cleaning LVT, but you guys are doing upholstery and marble and all kinds of things, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We've done some incredible upholstery cleans lately, and that seems to be like kind of just growing for us. Not sure why or how, but again, it could just be people extending the life of their furniture. Um, we've gotten into post construction cleans as
Oh,
well,
wow.
and yeah, so just broadening the horizon, and oh, and it just went in one ear and out the other, or one thought and out the other of something else that I was like, oh, we've been doing a lot of this.
Well, you're now into coatings of wood, but you probably also coat resilient as well.
Yes, yes. We do we do some coatings. We don't do a ton. We'd rather just keep cleaning. But
I'm with
that's
you.
just, our philosophy. But we will do coatings. We do tile and grout cleaning. That's always been a huge one for us as well. The restrooms, and that's something even, I talk to designers about because sometimes, especially now with, budgets being cut and not enough money to spend, I'll tell a designer, your client takes a space on in a building, and that bathroom down the hall, they inherit it, and, there is no money to, gut and put new tile down. What do? Let us come in, let us clean it, let us at least make it look new if it can't be new.
Right.
So, there's just a lot of different things that we can do.
Well, and you talked about restrooms, and the other day I did a LinkedIn post, and I pulled up some photographs of just some photos that either customers have shared with me or that I've taken, and the post was, clean carpet won't make a customer any money. A business, clean carpet will not make anybody money
Yep.
having clean carpet, but
Mhm.
soiled, dirty, smelly flooring can really turn off people, and it can lose you money. I think
I
you
have a
had a
funny
scenario, didn't you?
I have a funny story about that. So a new restaurant opened near our home about a year ago. We ate there probably a month after it opened, and I was just sitting there, and the whole time my eyes were just drawn to the floor. I mean, which we know, we all walk in,
We
and
do.
that's the first thing
We
we
do.
look at. But and I kept looking, and I'm thinking I could see the line along the edge of what the carpet was supposed to look like and what it looked like. So the food was fine. At the end of the meal, we get up, and I said, can I speak to the manager, please? So the manager comes out, and I said, everything was fine. I said, but you guys have only been open a month. I said, the floor, the carpet is just really dirty. I said, what are you doing to take care of it? Said, oh, we have someone, they come in. And I said, they're really not doing a good job, and
Take a look for
they did.
yourself, right?
Here's my card, should anything change, please reach out to me. About a month after that, the designer reaches out to me
Really?
and says, Sheri, can you do me a favor? Can you call, this restaurant? I don't want to say, but,
Sure.
we just finished it. It was a brand new ground up building, they're having a problem keeping the carpet clean. And I said, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was there last month. I told them that. So anyway, I reach out, I call, I leave a message. No one calls me back. I send an email saying, I was told to call, blah, blah, blah. So he calls me back at that point. And he says, well, thank you very much. I just think it might be a hard carpet to keep clean. Maybe it wasn't the right color. And I'm like, well, even if it was a different color, it's still going to get dirty. It doesn't matter what color it is.
Right.
So I said, all right, well, again, should anything change, feel free to reach out to me. Last Sunday, we decided to go there. We hadn't been back in a whole year.
Wow.
We decided we were just going to go sit outside. So we walk in. First of all, it might be too early, but that smell of dirty mop bucket,
Yes.
the whole restaurant smelled, it just smelled like that, right? So we went, we sat outside. At the end of the meal, when we were leaving, and I looked back at the restaurant, you could see around one of the round tables what the carpet was supposed to look like underneath, and it was just a black. It was just black, just black. So I kind of said to myself, you know what? I have nothing to lose.
Right?
I
You
sent,
don't.
sent the owner, and he has like 7 restaurants. This is one of them. So I sent him a note. I found the old email and sent it off to him again. And I said, finally went back to your restaurant. I ate there last night. Your carpet is disgusting. I just said the word disgusting. I said, please reach out if you'd like to talk about making it look better. And sure enough, he responded and said, could I get a proposal? Something needs to be done. I don't know. I will definitely send you the before and afters, Bill.
Please share it. And again, perception often equals reality.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if the front end of a restaurant looks like that, what's the back end?
What's right, right.
What's the
Well,
food
and then
prep?
I had another, not quite the same, but similar story with a country club. And 2 years old carpet, again, a light color. And they're, of course, said, oh, there's something wrong with the carpet. And the mill rep went in and said, there's nothing wrong with the carpet. They brought an independent inspector in. The independent inspector's like, there's nothing wrong with the carpet. And the mill rep called me and said, they don't know how to clean their carpet. Surprise, surprise. Um, we went, we looked at it, and again, I'm amazed that this is 2 years that they've let this look that bad. The befores and after, I think I sent you the befores already because
You
we
send me
talked
the
about it
befores. I'm
last
waiting for
week.
that after so we
Well,
can
we
do a
just got
case
the
study.
approval. We got the approval for the one-time clean. Um, and then he's like, well, do we really need a monthly? And I'm like, yes, you need a monthly because if you wait another year and it's not cost effective, it's less expensive to maintain than to restore. And that's something I think people don't understand either.
Yeah, it
Um,
really is.
but having the mills at least support us on the maintenance side, that's huge. That's it's appreciated. It helps the whole scenario.
It does
And
because it makes their product look so much better. They have
exactly.
a better feeling about it.
And, had that started on day one, they would never be in the situation that they're in because also what happens is it doesn't benefit the mill rep because finally at some point they're going to say, I don't want to use that carpet again. It didn't,
Right.
it didn't last. It didn't wear well. And
And
it's really not anyone's fault except their own. So the mill rep ultimately loses out. And, to have that partnership, I'm fortunate. I do have several mill rep friends that we work together on that scenario. So, maintenance from day one is so important. So important.
when you drive a car off of a car lot, it's got oil, it's got all its
Yeah.
fluids, and if you don't maintain them, it's going to stop running. And carpet is the same. Everything is the same way. And
Everything is the same. Exactly.
well,
So, yeah.
you know, and I'm really looking forward to those after because we will do a case study. We will certainly highlight that because those before pictures, I'm not going to spoil anything, but those before pictures are terrible.
I've been in the business a long time. That's some of the worst carpet I've seen.
Yep. But it was the carpet's fault, right? It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah. Um, I've taken up so much of your time. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, and I think everybody when they do interviews asks a similar type of question. But if you had the magic wand, and I know your mindset, my mindset, we'd probably be sitting on a beach with an umbrella and our drink somewhere, enjoying a day in the sun and fun. But in flooring and floor care, if you had the magic wand, if you said, you know what, this is going to make the industry better, what could it be?
I think it would really be for the mill reps and the manufacturers to see the value in their installation partners and their maintenance partners, um, and not just as, I don't know if it's service provider, but as true partners. Everything always works better when it comes full circle. And,
Yep.
you know, works, as opposed to it all being disconnected and everybody kind of really thinking about themselves. And I've seen lately, several scenarios where that has happened, and even down to designers, designers turning over packages saying, you just installed this product, this product, this product. This is how you maintain it, this way, this way, this way. Here are the recommendations. Um, so I think that's something I would definitely love to see, wish could happen, is just those partnerships really strengthening and everybody seeing the value. And I think everybody would be a lot more successful. So.
Well, yeah, and that you're absolutely right. When everybody in that chain is linked together,
Yep.
it's a strong chain, and the product is going to last for a long time.
Yep. And then we could go have drinks.
And then we could go have the drinks on the beach. By gosh. Well, it's still summer, getting close to fall, but Labor Day hasn't
Yeah,
happened
Labor
yet.
Day weekend.
Yeah. Well, Sheri, I can't thank you enough for sharing your experiences and your thoughts and ideas, because I think it is important that we all communicate to make this industry a little bit better.
Well, thank you, Bill. This was awesome. And thanks for letting me talk and my 2 cents. Love you. We love XL. We're big fans of XL North
Well,
and your
thank you.
products. And we're happy to work with you. And, I know we have a partner in you. So.
Well, it flow. Yeah, absolutely. It flows both ways, and to be able to hopefully give our experiences to this next generation that's coming through, because I don't plan on working forever, and somebody's going to have to take the information out of my head and get it into theirs
Yeah.
to continue. So likewise, Sheri, thank you so much. I appreciate your time
Thank
today.
you, Bill.
Have a great
Okay.
one.